Hello YouTube, it's me again, Waynisha Smith, and I'm here to talk about another review. It's not a DeviantArt comic, but it's something we all know, and well, let's look at my journal and see what I'm going to talk about. Apparently, I'm going to talk about the Avengers. Like I said, I'm going in order. I'm sorry, I'm organized, I'm going in order. So let's get started. The movie Avengers was, to put it this way, the best fucking thing that ever hit theaters in a very long time when it was coming out. I'm sorry, it was the best. I loved it better than The Dark Knight. But I love both. I love both The Dark Knight and The Avengers. But if I had to choose, I choose The Avengers. Every time. Like I said, I'm a huge Marvels fan. I can't help it because... And let me tell you why I'm a huge Marvels fan. When I go inside DC Wikipedia to look at their villains... I get this tiny thing. I'm going to give you a prime example. I consider the gods in DC and Marvel to be bad guys. I'm sorry, they're dicks. The gods are dicks. And the reason for that is Medusa and Zeus. She was raped by Poseidon. Yeah, Medusa was raped. Everybody get over it. Medusa was raped. The girl was raped by Poseidon because she was pretty, and then she was punished by Athena because her man that she liked, which was Poseidon, slept with Medusa, actually raped her, and she punished her for it. And they're both bad people, and Medusa is actually innocent. So all those cartoons you saw when Medusa's evil and stuff, no, she wasn't evil. They were the evil ones. Okay, so... when I like back to DC and Marvel, the reason why I like Marvel more than I like DC is because when I go into Marvel's Wikipedia and I look up a background character such as Odin, I get a whole fucking paragraph that takes like 2 days to read. When I go inside DC's paragraph and look up Zeus, I don't get a freaking paragraph. I get a little section and that's it. That's just so uninteresting. And it just makes me kind of tone out DC. Hey, what can I say? I love Marvel more than I love DC. There's nothing wrong with DC. It's just, well, I gravitate towards the villains. And Marvel has some kick-ass villains. Like, you got Loki, you got Ultron, you got Thanos, you got... By the way, Thanos is just more badass than Darkseid. I'm sorry, he just is. So... that's my thing. Now on to the Avengers review. I'm on a roll. So back to the Avengers review. Loki has just fallen into the abyss, and Thor and everyone think he's dead. And he just made a deal with Thanos basically saying, hey, I will take over Earth, and in return, you will get the Tesseract as long as you provide me with the army and the means to do it. And Thanos is like, okay, go ahead. You can have Earth. You can have Earth once you have taken over and stuff like that. Just as long as you bring me the Tesseract, which inside the Tesseract is an Infinity Stone. We all know what the Infinity Stones are. And if you don't know, basically the Infinity Stones are, if Thanos gets his hands on it, we're fucked, because he's going to have control over everything, and the one thing he wants to do is destroy the whole universe in this fire to impress a girl named Death. And when I say Death, this girl is actually Death. Yes, he's in love with Death. Death is a girl in the Marvel universe. Like I said, I love these Marvel better. They got better villains. So that's what happens in Marvel. So Loki goes to Earth, and he's in the favorite thing inside that movie. My best line that Loki said was to Nick Fury when he first meet, an ant has no quarrel with a boot. I was like, you gonna step on us? You gonna step on us? Are you serious? We don't even be fucking with y'all. We don't even know y'all was here, and now you wanna step on us? Bring it, bitch. So after that, I was already pumped up, and I already liked it, Loki, because Loki, he may not be the physical strongest person in the Marvel universe, but he is just badass and just total fighter. I can see myself losing a fight with him. But if I ever have the superpowers, look out, I'm coming for you, Loki. Like, he's my favorite guy to hate, actually. So Loki, he gets the Tesseract and he runs off with capture Hawkeye. And at the time I didn't even know who Hawkeye was when I first saw the Avengers. I was like, oh, he's running off with this dude. He looks pretty. Moving on. So, and then I realized how badass Hawkeye was when he had a fight with the Black Widow, and that was a good fight. It wasn't like, oh my god, the fight of the year, but it was a good fight, and I was like, this guy's cool. And that was basically one of the moments, another moment I love. I love watching fights between two people that have no powers, but it's just skills and combat. And to the Black Widow, she is just a badass fighter whatsoever. She's just badass, and she's the badass female character that I hope more movies would take a quote from, because I hate watching a movie and we have female characters that's supposed to be badass, but they're just not. I'm sorry. And I hate watching a movie where I see a female character that's supposed to be helpful, but they just sit there and get in the fucking way. And I just feel like that doesn't do females justice, because if you're going to be there, be useful. Be freaking useful. So after Loki gets off of the Tesseract and takes Hawkeye and Sterling, everybody's looking for it and scrambling and whatnot. And the movie goes to Captain America, and everybody's gathering everyone. Like the Black Widow, she's gathering the Hulk, and the other guy, I forgot his name, I really do. What's his name again? Okay, if you know his name, tell me. So he goes off and get Tony Stark. And the way they talk to each other, it's like they must have been friends at some point, but it's like Tony Stark doesn't like him, and secretly he does like him. And that was just funny and humorous to me. So Tony Stark and the Black Widow goes off and get Hawkeye. They go off and they go to the helicarrier. So basically we got the Hulk, Tony Stark's, and Captain America, and they're all in this thing, and they're not getting along so far. Like, they're tolerating each other, but you can tell Captain America don't like Tony Stark's for the world. They're not the favorite people, and Bruce is just like, oh god, let me just do my work and just go off about my business. Let them handle this. I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to start nothing. I don't want to get in a fight. Let me just go off and do this and just go. He knows deep down that something's going to happen, so he's trying to avoid this as much as possible, which in a way I can respect. Okay, but shit doesn't start happening until they capture Loki, and you know for a fact that Loki purposely got himself captured. He already got what he wants, the uranium, and Hawkeye is nowhere to be found, and Black Widow is still looking for Hawkeye. But another thing that Black Widow did that was just so fucking badass was when she is interrogating Loki and making Loki think that she's looking for Hawkeye, when honestly she just wants information on what's his plans. And when Loki, and that shows silence is golden. If Loki had not said anything, he would not been found out. And that's what I'm just sorry. If he had just sat there and not said anything, he would have not been found out. And he was surprised that a mortal could trick him into revealing some of his plans. And for a moment he was like, huh, I'm mad. She tricked me. A mortal tricked me. How can that be? Because he's supposed to be a god. And stuff like that. So, after she tricks him and found out what his play was, which was Bruce Banner trying to unleash the Hulk on this. And let me tell you something. If the Hulk is on a small ship and there's metal everywhere, not a lot of room for him to run and smash shit with, please don't piss him off. And that's exactly what Tony Stark is doing. Oh, fucking great. He is trying to piss the Hulk off, and you're just sitting there like, bruh, stop. Please. Stop are trying to live on this shit. We ain't got superpowers like the rest of you. Like, that would just be me. If I was just one of those SHIELD agents in the background, I'm like, bruh, stop. I don't have superpowers like you. I don't got that. Okay, I ain't got a suit of armor. All I got is my skills and a few ships on the top. And I guarantee you, if you start some shit with him, I'm gonna be up there. You ain't gonna see me. I'm gonna be up there on those top of those ships, and I'll fly off with an airplane, whether I know how to fly or not. I'm taking an airplane. Peace out, SHIELD. I ain't get paid enough for this shit. That's just my attitude of what I will be doing. So when Starks is doing that, you're entertained by it, but if you were in there, you'd be mad as hell. But as us, the audience, we're in no moral danger. We're just so entertained by Starks picking on Bruce Banner, trying to get him to turn into the Hulk or start some shit. And that's what Captain America made a point when he came in there and told him, yo, knock it off. Stop it. Please. Some of us, again, can't fly. Knock it off. You're trying to get everybody killed? So basically, Tony Stark tells him, by the way, I didn't think it was fishy that it happened. I didn't think it was fishy at all that the SHIELD wanted everybody's help. I didn't think nothing was fishy until Tony Stark brought it up, saying, you don't think nothing's going on, Cap? Nothing at all? And basically we find out that SHIELD is using Tesseract to build weapons to protect themselves. And it's understandable, because in the last movies, we find out that Earth is hilariously outmatched. Earth, by force, technology, and whatnot. And you know humans, they don't like to be outmatched. We don't mind somebody being a little bit better than us, but we want to be able to protect ourselves. And we got a very damn good glimpse of how weak we really are. So basically and that's basically what happens. So basically at the end of this movie, I'm a happy camper, and I have to end this now because this video is going on way too long. Because there's, like I said, I'm a huge Marvel fan. I can ramble on and off about it for hours. So at the end of this movie, I give this movie an A. An A+. This is just a fucking great movie. I loved it. And I hope you can love it too.